yeah, we're just gonna react to a bunch of YouTube videos. This one actually came up on my recommended, and it's about parasites. And I feel like, considering what I've seen from Mother Nature so far, I feel like this one's gonna be crazy. But I don't know. I haven't seen this video, but I feel like it might be crazy. All right. So yeah, strap in and let's see what this is about, bro. I'm just gonna check the volume real quick. Okay, that's fine.
There are so many crazy kinds of parasite, and I'm going to explain them all to you from least disturbing to...
I mean, just look at the background. Just look at the background, bro. We haven't even started yet. Okay, there's a bunch of chapters here too. Hyperparasites, blood parasites, social parasites. Oh my fucking goodness. Zombie parasites? Oh nah. What the fuck? Zombie parasites. How's that even possible? This might not be a fun stream, I'm not gonna lie.
Most disturbing. But we have to start with the definition of parasite. Generally speaking, a parasite is a creature that forms a close relationship with a host organism, harming the host in order to benefit themselves. Parasites do not kill their hosts like predators do with prey, because their strategy involves deriving benefits from the host being alive. Now, you may notice that viruses and infectious bacteria meet this description. That's because they do. Parasites do not need to be animals, because parasitism is more of a strategy than a type of organism. That's why pathogens are considered microparasites, and they're a good place to start. When microparasites infect a host's body, they often induce sickness, and they quickly spread throughout host populations through contact, fluid exchange, or by being airborne. They tend to have short generation times, allowing for rapid reproduction and a high...
Imagine if humans could split themselves to reproduce, rather than, you know, doing what we currently do to reproduce. I feel like, wouldn't that be crazy? We just decide one day to copy ourselves, and we stretch out our arms, and another us starts growing from our own bodies. And it would take a while, and you would just watch as another one of you just grows from yourself, and it will take several days, and you have to try to continue eating food and living life as another you grows from yourself. Honestly, both reproduction methods are pretty disgusting, I'm not gonna lie.
High enough rate of mutation in order to out-evolve host defenses. Just recently, a microparasite shut down the entire world, so you've probably heard enough about them. Let's move on to bigger things. Ectoparasites are parasites that do not enter inside the host's body, instead they live on the host's external surface. Think ticks, lice, fleas, or bedbugs. Ectoparasites like to feed on the rich, nutritious blood of their hosts by sucking through their skin.
You can literally see this guy expanding. You can literally see him expanding. He is chugging on that blood, bro.
They tend to be small enough to latch on unassumingly.
Ticks are so annoying. Look at how flat this tick is. It's so flat. If it latches onto you, it's gonna be so hard to get it out, bro. Bro, this shit already disgusting. Yeah, I know. 1 minute in, and it's already like this. And the thing is, ticks have this sack of and that's the thing. This sack will grow with blood, so eventually it'll become actually big and shit. But at that point, it's too late, and if you remove it, I think it's dangerous. And ticks also spread some virus, because of course they do, and it's just bad, bro.
And then quickly reproduce until it's too late for the host to get rid of them.
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious?
To latch on unassumingly, and then quickly reproduce until it's too late for the host to get rid of them. Then they use regular contact between hosts to rapidly spread. You may notice that this is pretty similar to the microparasite strategy of spreading. And it is, because it's so simple and effective. In fact, a lot of microparasites use the bites of
Okay, quick question. What is this? What is this black stuff right here? Is this storage?
ectoparasites as a vector to spread themselves. A subgroup of ectoparasites are micropredators. Instead of sticking to one host, they feed on multiple different ones, like mosquitoes, vampire bats, or leeches. We do tend to consider micropredators ectoparasites because they don't kill—
Why is it drinking so fast? Oh my god! It's drinking so quickly.
their target but do cause them harm. But seeing
Chill out!
they don't really form a close relationship with their host for long, it's hard to say they have a host exactly. But it's not exactly prey either, because prey is a term for an organism that is caught and killed. So micropredators are kind of an in-between of predator.
Aw, what the bro, nah, what the fuck? No, like, this guy has no problem with showing any of this. Oh my god, bro, every second! I'm not gonna be able to pause and comment on all of it. Look at this. This fucking bat is, like, covered in blood. Like, this is actually, like...
And parasite. It will
Like, it's breathing and it's creating blood bubbles. Like, that is actually... Who watches that and thinks, oh no, that's normal. That's just nature. That's not disgusting. Or more so, who watches that and just thinks that it's, like, not disgusting. Like, I don't get it.
be a continuous theme of this video that
Like, it doesn't even have to be blood. It could be any substance and that shit will look gross.
definitions are strained when talking about different kinds of parasites because life is often too complex for simple classifications to fully capture. Okay, now it's time to look inwards and talk endoparasites. Ecto means outside, endo means inside. Tapeworms that steal your nutrients from within your intestines, or rabies that
This dude has no problem, no issue showing any of this. What did I just watch?
that bind to animals' brains and cause them to be feral, or
Okay, rabies, I know
the
rabies.
tongue.
Rabies is actually a crazy infection, actually. Rabies is basically the zombie virus, except it can't really take over our brains, kind of.
Eating louse, which cuts off the tongue of a fish and replaces it with itself. Endoparasites
Are you actually serious? Why do these creatures exist? I know I've watched a lot of like nature and biology videos in a row, and every single time I watch them I say, how do these creatures exist? How do these creatures exist? I don't think I've ever said that and meant it more on the thing that the parasite that he just mentioned. You eat a fish's tongue and replace it with yourself. For what purpose? For what purpose? What like do you need to do that to reproduce? Do you need that for food? There's no other food you could eat? Why do you need to do that? Why do you need to do that? I don't get it. Why is that a requirement for your, like, biology?
are usually what we think about when we tongue of a fish and replaces it with itself. And
Why? Genuinely why? Genuinely why? Like, I want to know.
endoparasites are usually what we think about when we discuss parasites because it's such a broad and popular strategy. And there are so many different kinds of endoparasites, mostly worms. Oh my god, are there so many worms that take up residence in different body
Yo,
parts.
nah.
Don't just
Nah, no, bro. What is going on? What is going on? This dude is a psycho. He has no problem showing. Okay, I probably shouldn't call him a psycho, but like. I accidentally pressed the forward button, and I don't know what I saw there, but it was not anything good. First of all, that eye shit. That fucking eye shit, I've seen that before, like, I've seen it in, like, videos and compilations before. It is unbelievable, bro.
cause different symptoms and so on. Endoparasites, at least the macro ones, don't just magically
What is that? What is that? Is that a real?
symptoms and so on. Endoparasites, at
Is this from a movie? Is this from a movie?
least the macro ones, don't just magically appear in your system, nor are they able to just kind of jump onto you like an ectoparasite. So they've evolved numerous ways to sneak into the convention center. Large macroparasites tend to be very small and hard to detect in their larval stages, and only grow once they've been ingested.
Yo.
So cook your food, don't suck your thumb or rub your eyes after touching parasite-infested water, or you may start to feel yourself becoming Jimmy Fallon. By that I mean you'll be a host, because you just picked up an endoparasite. Wash your hands. A lot of endoparasites...
He really made that joke after showing me some of the most disturbing shit I've ever seen. No, like, actually. Like, I'm still thinking about that, like, the hospital thingy clip. I hope that that's a movie or something. Or, like, a skit. I really don't hope that's real. Because, yeah, I mean, if it was real, why would they film it, right?
Are hermaphrodites and reproduce with themselves within their host. The host then goes and poops their larvae out, which either seeps into water or
I'm gonna get banned.
Eaten because a lot of animals eat poop. This is
I'm gonna get banned. I'm actually gonna get banned. No, this guy has no filter. I'm gonna get banned. I'm gonna get banned. What? He's showing everything. No, he's showing literal dog shit. Am I gonna get banned? Like, guys, I had no idea. I genuinely had no idea it was this bad. Okay, so now I know that parasites are something completely different. All right, sure, there may be disgusting bugs. There may be disgusting bloodworms. There may be potent venoms, but apparently nothing compares to this. No, like, nothing compares to this. Or it's I think it's more just that he's showing so much. Like I'm actually scared that like I'm actually just scared that I can't show this. Like really. And like I don't really have I should probably fix that, but like I don't really have a button or like a setting where I can just cover my screen in like one click. Now I'm kind of skeptical. I don't really know if I want to. Yo, nah, you know what, bro? I mean, it's not even like that. Like, I kind of want to see what it's about, but it's like, I don't want, like, I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know what to do. And the thing is, it's like, I can't even play the video, because if something disgusting comes up, and I try to, like, go back, I might just rewind to another disgusting thing. Because these frames are happening like every single second. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna cross my fingers. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. It's just, okay, it's basic biology, alright? Think of it as learning. Okay, everybody watching, there's nobody watching, but everybody who's watching this maybe later on, think of this as learning, okay? We're learning about nature.
Called the fecal-oral route, the ultimate transmission pathway for parasites going from shit to mouth to shit to mouth. Some parasites regularly go through different intermediate hosts before reaching their primary host. The green-banded broodsac is an endoparasitic flatworm that infects snails as an intermediate host. Once in, they pulsate through the snail's eye stalks, mimicking caterpillars so that birds will notice them and eat the snail.
Why? How does this help the parasite? If you're gonna get eaten, you'll die. How does this help the parasite?
The adult parasite then infects the bird's cloaca as a...
Oh my god. No, these parasites are so evil.
Primary host and releases its eggs into the bird's poop.
Yo, nah, no. Why? Who made these creatures? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Scientists of the world, there are some creatures in this world. You have to kill them all. Please make them extinct. We really don't need them, right?
Parasites.
Or at the very least, kill all of them except for maybe like 2 or 3, and keep them in like a museum somewhere. So like that they don't die out, but that they can't really do anything.
Parasitize by stealing from their host. Yes, this is considered parasitism because it harms the target while the parasite receives a benefit and no killing is involved, but it's not like the target is much of a host, so again, the definitions are a little blurry. Hyenas and lions like to bully other carnivores into stealing their kills. Milechid flies will visit spider webs to consume half-eaten bugs and then fly off. Archerfish, which spit long distances to shoot down their prey, will sometimes find that another archerfish has already picked up their kill when they swim over to go get it. A case of intraspecific parasitism, where animals parasitize members of...
Yo, like he was literally... Yo, okay. Calm down. Please calm down. You are snacking on his butthole. Literally. Not even just licking, like you were straight up eating and chomping out the fucking meat and internal organs of his anal. Like, why? Why can't you just eat the legs? Or like any other part of the whole animal?
The same species. Now you might be thinking,
yo, this is so crazy.
Humans steal from each other all the time. Does that make us intraspecific kleptoparasites? Well,
no, we're not parasites!
But also no. Even with the other examples, kleptoparasitism happens opportunistically. Stealing is only a stable strategy when it's less costly than acquiring food for yourself, which changes based on every situation. Kleptoparasitism also becomes a weaker strategy the more often it happens, because others begin to be more vigilant towards it, making it a frequency-dependent trait as well. So I would say that we can engage in kleptoparasitism, but not that we're kleptoparasites. Adelphoparasites are parasites that are closely related to their host species. For example, a species of red algae parasitizes a sister species by growing directly on top of it. When I was exploring the literature, I found that Adelphoparasites were really understudied, which is a shame because learning about how a
is this a sponsor?
Single species diverged into a parasite
I don't think it's a sponsor.
can tell us a lot about parasite evolution and speciation. Okay, we've been talking so much about parasites, but did you ever stop to consider that your parasites could have parasites? Hyperparasites are exactly that.
I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm taking it easy right now. Yeah, no, of course parasites have parasites. Like, is anyone surprised? Is anyone shocked?
They parasitize parasites that are already parasitizing a host. It's parasitism squared, or cubed in the case of the small white butterfly. Their larvae parasitize brassica plants, but are parasitized themselves by the larvae of Cotessia wasps, which are then parasitized by the larvae of Lysibia wasps. The same thing happens to ectoparasitic flatworms.
Yo, like, why did God invent, like, parasitism, bro?
Which latch onto a relative of the tongue-eating louse, which latches onto these breams, which has the scientific name boops boops. And I just thought you should know that. Hyperparasites can be useful for controlling the population of primary parasites. This is used for controlling pests in agriculture, but it can also be used in medicine. Bacteriophages are viruses that we use to target bacterial infections, so they're technically our hyperparasites. Okay, I want you to imagine a scenario. You're giving birth to twins, and while you're pushing them out and not the most conscious, somebody slips into the room and sneaks their own baby onto the table. Then when you come to, you find 3 kids and think, oh, I guess I must have had triplets. So you go on to raise the extra kid assuming that it's yours. This is what brood parasites do. They parasitize.
Yeah, can you imagine that scenario? Real shit. Real actual shit. Does anyone here think that's actually happened? To someone? For some reason? Imagine, no, like actually, okay, you know what would be insane? Think about everything he's just mentioned, all these parasite traits. Imagine if that was for humans. Imagine if we humans treated each other like that. We just crawled up each other's, Yeah, and just kind of, and and yeah, just and then we would eat each other, and then oh, there was already a person inside the person I ate, and now that person's inside me, and like you know what I mean? Like that's why I kind of look at this, and I just think like I don't understand how this is a thing. I don't get how this is a thing. I don't see how this is a real thing.
As another individual's parental investment. This is famous in cuckoo birds, which lay their eggs in the nests of other birds while they aren't there. This bird lays an egg in this bird's nest, and has evolved to have their egg mimic the host eggs. The parasitic chick then hatches first and grows faster than all the other chicks.
Is this chick gonna eat the other... Is this bird gonna eat the other...
So it can acquire food from the mother, bully the other birds, and eventually evict them from the nest so that they can have all the care themselves. It's up to the host mother to recognize this and eliminate the brood parasite, but it can be surprisingly difficult for them to realize. Here's a Eurasian weed warbler feeding what it thinks is its massive, massive baby. The next type of parasite...
That's so fucking sad. That's so fucking sad, bro. And like... Can you believe that there are literal genetical bullies? That bird is a genetical bully. It was literally biologically meant to be a bully. It literally evolved so that, like, as soon as it was born and hatched, it was going to kill every other... Like, how? How do you even get that knowledge into your brain? It's like, imagine being in an egg. You're in an egg, and you already know that you're gonna bully the shit out of every single other egg. Or, like, baby bird. Like... That makes no sense. How are you born into bully? Like, how are you born a bully?
Parasitism is exclusive to eusocial insects, like ants, bees, and termites that have complicated social structures and communications.
Oh yeah, the ant life is crazy. No, the ant life might be crazier than, like, any single, like, gang life in, like, for us humans. Like, the ant life is just, like, there's so much going on. You have like these giant, they have these giant homes, they have like these crazy wars, they enslave each other, they can literally manipulate each other with like fragrances. The ant life is crazy.
This is what social parasites exploit. Not any individual organism, but the superorganism that is the entire colony. I wrote a term paper about social parasites in my 4th year of undergrad and have been obsessed with them ever since. One way of being a social parasite is to use chemical mimicry, releasing communication pheromones to camouflage or influence host behavior. Rove beetles both physically and chemically blend in with ants, even going marching with them and then feeding on them when they have the opportunity. This is what the parasites in the anime Parasite the Maxim do as well. Caterpillar...
You see, like, he just casually shows that shit. No, like, I feel like he's trying to send a message. I don't know what that message would be, but he's just well, not just showing, but he's showing a lot of, like, gruesome and gross shit. Like, not only is it, like, literal dog shit and literal dog shit. We saw dog shit on a sign. Not only does he show that, not only does he show parasites in your intestines, not only does he show, animals eating booty holes, he literally also just, for whatever reason, just shows an anime where, like, somebody's head gets chomped off. Like, at this point, bro, like, are you trying to tell me something? Is this, like, a secret Morse code where it's like, I need help? Like, I'm trapped. Like, it's so much. It's so much. Like, I get that these parasites exist, but you could have been like, oh yeah, this parasite does this, and then like made a little animation, but it's like, no, you're showing exactly what they do, and like camera footage and everything, bro.
of the large blue butterfly use chemical signals to trick ants into bringing them to their nest. Then they prey on the ant larvae or beg for food, in which case the ant workers will actually go and feed them, making this brood parasitism as well. But no one parasitizes ants better than other ants. Many ant species can run into the lair of another species' colony, kill the queen, and seize control of the colony for themselves. Eventually, the old workers die out, and the colony is entirely replaced by a society of the parasitic species. But other times, the ants from the original colony are forced to continue taking care of the queen and the work of the colony. This is referred to as doulosis, or slave making, and some parasitic species are completely helpless without their slaves. In order to replenish their numbers, they regularly execute slave raids on other host colonies. If
Like, that shit is crazy, bro.
there were lizard people that infiltrated our society and are secretly controlling us through a shadow government, they would be doulotic social parasites. There are so many variations and intricacies with social parasites, especially ants, that I don't have time for here. Maybe I'll talk about it in a bonus video on Patreon, or I can just make another video here. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. For now, we have to move on, so let's talk about sex. Parasitic castrators are
Oh, we haven't even gotten started, have we? No, we haven't even gotten started, have we? We're just barely more than halfway through. Keep that in mind.
parasites that either attach to or replace your genitalia. Why? Because fuck you, that's why.
Exactly! That's what I'm saying. Oh my god, that's what I'm saying. Can you understand where I'm coming from? It makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. Why are they biologically programmed to do this? Right? Like, it's just for nothing. For nothing. Like, just for suffering, right? It's like the same thing you could argue, like, oh, why are serial killers born? Just for the hell of it. Just for the fucking hell of it, I guess. That's also biological. At least not all humans are serial killers. This shit is like actual biology. Like DNA code thingy.
Actually, I take that back. No one's gonna fuck you because your dick is a worm now. Parasitic castrators...
Okay, but what, like, this is what I mean. Why do parasites, like, they're actually bullies. Like, why would you want to do that to, like, to an animal or to, like, a species?
greatly harm or destroy their host's ability to reproduce. Saculina barnacles...
But why? How does it benefit you? How does it benefit the parasite? It makes no sense. Okay, so last time a parasite infected a snail and wanted to be seen. And that benefited the parasite because when the bird came and ate it, the parasite went into the bird. So how would this benefit the parasite? Is what I'm trying to figure out. If you destroy the... Because, like, one thing if you can, like, enter, like, the egg or something... I don't even know! I actually don't even know.
attached to crab meat and physically obstruct their ability to reproduce. It also causes hormonal changes to the crab. Infected male crabs begin to develop female secondary sex characteristics, a widened abdomen among other things. Funnily enough, many species of barnacle are parasitically castrated by a crustacean. The isopod Hemioniscus balani castrates hermaphroditic barnacles, which have both male and female reproductive parts. But they only feed on the ovarian fluid, meaning that the barnacle loses its ability to be female, but can still have sex as a male. Every organism invests a lot of energy into reproduction, which is what makes it such an appealing target to parasitize. But shutting down sexual systems often causes hosts to devote energy into other things, like growth, resulting in parasite-induced gigantism in a lot of these systems. On the flip side, we have sexual parasitism, which is specific to anglerfish. Anglerfish mating is weird. The male is way smaller than the female and attaches himself to her belly. He then goes on to...
You know what? I've made a decision. No, this is my last ever nature video. No, like, actually. Like, I'm sorry I had to stumble upon this video of all things, but, like, no, like, this is actually the last... This is the last nature video I've ever seen. Like, I genuinely thought that, like, up until this point, I thought I had seen, like, some really gross and disgusting things about nature. But now it's like, okay, bro, they're doing too much. Like, nature is doing way too much. Way too much. But then again, maybe I shouldn't be surprised that a fish that lives, like, what, 4,000 meters under the ocean, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be surprised if they made like this. I don't even know. They haven't even, he hasn't even gotten into it.
Fuse into her, degenerating into nothing more than an organ to pump sperm for the female. Much like other parasites, the male takes from the host female by receiving nutrition from her. But unlike other parasites, they do provide something in exchange. Sperm for reproduction. So, can we really consider male anglerfish true parasites? Well, do you consider a fetus a parasite? I mean, they're very demanding for nutrients to the point that their host, I mean mother, can be really harmed throughout the process. The answer to both of these questions is no. Neither are true parasites, because despite the harmful impacts they can have on their host, it's to the end of reproduction for the host. Hosting a fetus is how you provide nutrients towards the development of an unborn child, and sustaining an attached degenerated male anglerfish is how females get sperm to reproduce. Reproductive fitness is like the ultimate benefit in terms of natural selection. So even though individuals can be harmed by parasite-like processes, it's in exchange for having offspring, making it adaptive for the species overall. You know, in my first year of undergrad, I took this course called Food, Sex, and Death. It was an anthropology course about these three fundamental things to life and how various cultures have been built around them. We've covered parasites that steal your nutrition, parasites that ruin your ability to have sex. Now it's time for parasites that kill.
Great. Yeah, we're not done. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're not done. We're not done. That's the thing, we're not done. We have approximately, what is that? 5 minutes. Is it 5? 2 plus 5 is 7. Yeah, 5 minutes left, bro. Which might not sound like a lot, but it's gonna feel like a lot. It's gonna feel like a lot, trust me.
Parasitoids kill their hosts as an obligate part of their life cycle. Now, remember how I included in the definition of a parasite that they don't want to kill their hosts? That's still true. Killing your hosts give parasitoids a very different relationship with their hosts than parasites have, so they typically aren't even considered parasites. I even found some pretty reliable sources that would call them predators, but I don't think that this is accurate either. I kind of think they're like micro-predators and somewhere in between, but this is another very pedantic discussion. There are hyperparasitoids, adelphoparasitoids, ecto, endo, and all the other stuff, but there's another factor that we can consider with them that we can't consider with regular parasites. Idiobiont parasitoids prevent the development of their hosts by immobilizing them first, then laying their eggs that eventually hatch and eat them. They tend to be ectoparasitic and lay their eggs around or on top of their host, but they can lay their eggs inside them too. Coinobiont parasitoids allow their
Low-key, like, laying your eggs near like a corpse so they can eat it is low-key a little bit understandable. It's gross and all, but it's like I get it, right? Because like it's like the stuff before here, where like a parasite has to like fuck up your ability to reproduce. That is so stupid that I can't wrap my head around it. At least this makes some form of sense, so that your children can eat. So your children can eat, basically. That's what it is, alright?
Hosts
so like I get
living
it.
And developing while they lay their eggs inside of them. That makes them all endoparasitic, because when the larvae hatch, they will eat the host alive from the inside. It turns out that most parasitoids are wasps, because of course they would be.
I'm a wasp, and I like to hurt people. I don't clean nothing. I don't make honey. I don't spread too much pollen, really.
You know, that's actually facts, actually. You know, I got stung by a wasp once when I was, how old are you in first grade? How old are you in first grade? Let me think about this shit. 7. I think I was 7 years old. And I got stung by a wasp. And it's true, like, that's the thing, like, bees and like all of them, like, they actually like pollinate and like, you know, help the environment, and like also like when bees sting you because they have a stinger, that's basically suicide because they can't pull out because they will just break, I think. But not wasps. Wasps don't contribute with shit. All right, they like hurting people, and like they have a stinger that can continuously sting you and hurt you over and over again. I think. Once again, I'm not really an expert in in this field, but I believe that's what it is. And it's just like, come on, bro. And that's what I mean. Like that's why some species don't need to exist. I think it's the same thing with ticks. I think it's the same thing with ticks. I don't think we need ticks. Like if all ticks died right now, they wouldn't contribute with anything. Especially not that we humans would need.
I don't really do none of that.
Unlike parasites, parasitoids limit the population of their host, giving them a very different ecological value than parasites, despite the evolutionary similarities. Okay, last but not least, we are going to talk about behavior-altering parasites. I'm gonna call them zombie parasites because the infected in The Last of Us are caused by one of these. In The Last of Us, the entomopathogen...
Oh, so it's basically what's it called? Yeah, like the mushroom taking over the ant thing. I think I might know what this is.
fungi cordyceps transfers from ants to humans and leads to the downfall of everything. And while this will never happen in real life, Ophiocordyceps unilaterus is still...
Why is he crossing his fingers? Why is he crossing his fingers? I swear to God, if this is even possible.
Really cool.
Low key, would that even be that bad? No, like a fungi apocalypse. I mean, we're all gonna die anyway. You might as well try to survive a zombie apocalypse, right? Like, you know?
The zombie ant fungus releases spores that attach to the exoskeletons of carpenter ants. These guys live in high canopy nests in the tropical forest, and when the spores begin to yeast up, it causes the ants to convulse and fall to the forest floor. The fully infected ants are now completely zombified, and the fungus makes them climb up a plant stem and clamp on with their mandibles. They clamp onto a leaf's vein 26 centimeters above the forest floor, on the northern side of the plant at a humidity level of 95% and temperatures from 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. These are the optimal conditions for the fungus's fruiting body to sprout, and the fungus intricately knows that, leading the ant to those exact conditions.
That is so crazy. That is so, like, no, like, genuinely think about that. How does a mushroom do that shit? A literal mushroom. I'm back, bro. Got so disgusted I stopped watching for a while. I'm gonna be honest, Sneaky. I think the worst part is over. I think so. I don't know, cause like the video's basically over. But I can't blame you. I actually can't blame you. Some of the stuff I've seen here is just outright stupid. Like some of these parasites have purposes that literally don't make sense. Like, complete disgusted, like, how disgusting it is aside, it literally doesn't make any sense. Like, I saw there's this one parasite that literally just stops, like, crabs' ability to breed. For what? For what? Like, how does that benefit anybody?
On a lesser scale, behavior modification is actually really common in a lot of parasites, which is adapted to promote the parasite's reproduction. This is why animals are feral when they have rabies. The rabies makes them more likely to bite another animal and continue its spread. Some parasitoid wasps that lay their eggs on spiders induce them to build stronger webs to protect their growing larvae. Toxoplasmosis gondii makes mice attracted to cat piss in an attempt to get them killed and spread the toxoplasmosis to the cat. The cat then passes it on to us through their litter. 1 in 3 people in the world have toxoplasmosis in their brains. And while most people...
Well, not me, because I don't have a fucking cat. But then again, I don't know, can it spread from human to human? I mean, if 1 in 3 people have it, it can't be that deadly. No, if 1 in 3 people have it, it cannot be that deadly.
People's immune systems are strong enough to limit the effects of this. There is evidence that shows that behavior is subtly changed when someone is infected with toxoplasmosis compared to when they are not. What influences could parasites have had on our behaviors, culture, or evolution? Less than a third of the cells in your body are human. The rest are bacteria. How many of those?
What? Excuse me? Oh, daily ban time. Sneaky daily ban time. There we go. Yo, I love daily bans. It's become a tradition at this point. Can you see, bro? So, you're basically telling me that all of this is what all all of what we're built of, skin, bones, hand, brain, everything, is just this in terms of mass? And we have this much bacteria? Is it bad bacteria or good bacteria?
Of the cells in your body are human. The rest are bacteria. How many of those began as parasites long ago, then evolved into mutualists after generations of symbiosis? How has this changed the course of life? How does it change what it means to be human? Parasitism is a strategy that's been around for a long time, and there are so many kinds of it that it's hard to classify them all. You may have noticed that the way I separated parasites in this video was based on
disgusting. Oh my goodness, that white worm thingy. Oh my god, because it doesn't look alive. You don't want it to be alive.
Various overlapping schemes. Is the parasite inside or outside the host? What is the nature of the resource that is being parasitized? But there are more schemes that are used to classify them that I didn't even touch on.
By the way, Sneaky, I just want to say something. This guy right here has no shame in showing anything. He literally just blessed my eyes with some beautiful parasitic footage. And by beautiful, I mean absolutely vile and disgusting, and I don't think I'll ever be the same.
In this video, how is the parasite transmitted? Is it special?
Like, I actually sat here and low-key thought, like, am I gonna get banned? Like, I feel like this is like borderline. You need to bleach your eyes? Yeah, I need to bleach my eyes, but it's not gonna do anything. Right? It's not gonna do anything. It's like, what, you want me to bleach my brain? Because that's not gonna happen.
Generalized for a single species or generalized for multiple? Is it necessary that it engages in parasitism? Is it a parasite temporarily or permanently? Classification.
Although, I'm gonna be completely honest, the mushroom one, where like it controls the ant and then grows from the ant, that one's kind of cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that one's kind of cool. I actually kind of like, because like it's so like fictional, right?
Is a tool to help us. It lets us categorize and simplify things in order to better understand them and communicate about them more easily. But it often fails to truly capture the complexity of life. So if there's anything you take away from this video, I want it to be that there are endless varieties of parasites. Far too many for a single video to cover.
You heard the man. Far too many for one video to cover. That is how deep this shit goes. That is how dramatic this shit has to be. This guy just showered me with 17 minutes of like absolute, like, of just parasite footage that like is just absolutely disgusting, and that's not even, who knows if that's even scratching the surface, right? Who even knows, right? But yeah, I mean, there you go. That is that's that, I guess.